I have to make this video because, to be honest, I'm fucking fuming, and honestly, I'm fucking stumbling here. Like literally, I'm speechless. I've just watched some videos. First of all, to do with the manosphere, but then I delved into some videos that are talking about what's really going on in the world, and the spiritual element. And right now, I truly believe we're in a spiritual warfare, and I feel propelled to make this video right now, not for my own selfish reasons, but I'm actually so annoyed when you try. I think a lot of people sort of avoid getting into the spiritual element because once you do, you understand how fucked up the world actually is. Like, you understand we truly are slaves to the system, like, no doubt about it. And this is really, I know I'm coming across aggressive right now, but I am I'm pissed off. I am absolutely pissed off. I'm fucking annoyed, and you know what? I don't blame any person. What I blame is the systems that are put in place to enslave us, right? Now, I'm a fucking 9 to 5 worker, so don't get it mistaken like I'm coming at you from some sort of higher level here, because I'm a 9 to 5 worker myself, which is probably why I'm getting so pissed off right now. But the whole world, the whole system, it was created by ourselves, our ego, our mind. And when we did that, we separated ourselves from God. Now, God made the world pure and good. That was his intention. However, as you know, like Lucifer, one of the angels, he thought he could become greater than God. And as you know, if you've read the Bible, he got struck down by a piece of lightning. And that is because he thought he could become greater. Now, you see this whole Epstein regime, another example of somebody that thinks they can be greater than God himself, and clearly obsessed with power. Now, that is how the whole system works. We are entrapped by the system. Make no mistake about it. Now, you see some people that defend the system, and that is because they can't deal with the uncertainty. But please understand, the people at the top know this. They know that they know our deepest fears. They know our deepest motivators, which is why they can control us and keep us trapped in the system, having this sense of false comfort and false certainty that we're actually doing the right thing in going to work, working 9 to 5. And look, some people may like it. Some people may think actually it's not that bad. But I'm telling you right now, if you're somebody that feels pulled to do something more, that feels capable of something more, that is the truth. That is God actually telling you that you have something to bring to this world. You're not here to just be trapped within the system, do your mundane tasks every day, because that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm doing the most mundane tasks, the most meaningless stuff, and really that's separating me from God. I'm separating it from myself. I come into periods of ultimate depression, and I get judged and questioned at work, like, why are you so unhappy? And to be honest, it's because I feel like I'm constantly separating myself from God, and the system is so well designed and coordinated that it pulls on your levers, because you think that you have to work a 9 to 5 because it's based on survival, and that's all it really is. You have to get some sort of income, otherwise, well, what's the alternative? That you live on the street and you become homeless, and that is not going to be a very good reality for you to live in. So I am just very annoyed, very vexed right now at the understanding, the way the world's been entrapped and enslaved by us. You go. I don't want to go too deep into the political side of things, but right now we have a physical war on our hands with Iran and America, for example. But really, all it comes down to is the religion, the beliefs, and it is a spiritual warfare. It's not just a physical warfare. It's all to do with their beliefs and what they believe is right and true. And both sides of the parties believe they're doing the right thing. But we all know war is really not the answer to all of this. You know, we all have the divine within us. If really what God wants us to do is live in unity. You know, he created the world as good and pure, and he created harmony and community, and those are really the things that bind us together. However, the system has done such a good job in separating us all, and now you have things like the red pill and the blue pill movements, you know, feminists, and, you know, the whole masculinity movement, and, you know, these are so polar opposite, but because one movement got so loud and so big, another movement had to take place because they believe they were doing the right thing. So both parties truly believe they're doing the right thing. However, it's not really creating a good conclusion because both parties are creating more division. And that is exactly what the devil wants. And if you don't think the world is run by Satanists, then I'm sorry, you are completely and utterly wrong, because that is all it is. You know, I truly believe we have created a hell for ourselves. We have manifested this because we've tried to believe that we are greater than God. The whole trap is that you believe yourself is greater than everybody else, and you entrap yourself into that kind of thinking, and that just leads to more depression and more anxiety, and then you feel pulled into the whole status and fame and money and all of these things, but really all of it's a distraction from God. If we just get onto God's frequency, on God's level, and speak for what is right and true, then that is how life naturally unfolds for you. That is how we connect to what we were supposed to do in the world, because I feel so pulled to this right now. Because, look, this is probably not going to make a difference to me, this video, but if I can just open people's eyes to what's really going on, then I feel like I've done my duty. And that's really all I'm trying to do here. I'm not trying to be selfish. I'm not trying to get on any sort of movement or bandwagon. This is what is going on, and I just want to help unlock people to really what's going on here. Because, yeah, you know, obviously I understand people might be in denial and say, oh, like, life's not too bad. Like, really? You know, I just think it's such a shame for any person to go through life and feel completely depressed and feel like they have to carry this inner suffering with them on a daily basis. But, and I know, because that's essentially what I tend to do. So, yeah, if you take any solace from this video, amazing. But all I want to do is open people's eyes up. And, you know, I understand people may come or even respond to this video and say, oh, another conspiracy theorist, whatever. But I am just so perplexed, annoyed, and it's really disheartening to see what's actually going on in the world today. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it as that. But thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope you take care. And, yeah, peace be with you.